afternoon, everyone, and welcome. My name is Captain James Force, and this is the Halo Full Series Open number 2, and I am here with Infinity. Infinity, how are you, mate?
I'm doing well, mate. I was told to bring out the autumnal wear for this today. Obviously, it is the full series after all, so that's what I've done. I'm in my jumper, mate. It feels cold again. It feels good. I'm happy. How are you, mate?
I'm very good. I'm very good. I'm still in shorts. I'm off to Australia next week, so I'm getting in the
I'll
vibe
allow it.
of spring. But no, mate, open number 2. We are here. We're gonna do some winners finals, some losers finals, and some grand finals, and knowing Europa Halo grand final replays, as we always do.
Yeah.
But first up, it's Must Be Nice versus Do Something in the winners final. Must Be Nice, Outcast, Subatomic, Kame, and Prankster. Do Something is a familiar name up top, I must say. Zed Mighties, Snaky, Cloney, and Glory. So, yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, it's going to be a great matchup. I think just looking at these two teams, obviously, just generally speaking, in the Halo community, what they've been able to achieve, and of course, in Europa Halo specifically. I want to start with the team on the left side. Must be nice, of course. These guys, they actually placed fourth last week, James. So they are, I think, definitely a threat to this bracket. The team they lost to, though, Diamond Dogs, still in the bracket overall.
Yeah, and yeah, that's really interesting. I think Diamond Dogs might have been
I've
eliminated
just seen
actually,
that.
just as we
Ignore
talk
it.
about
I
this.
didn't say anything, okay? They just lost, but it doesn't matter. Just ignore
I,
me.
Diamond Dogs probably feeling hard done by in the fact that in round 2 of winners bracket they had to face Jailings, and
Right.
then back at the back end of lower bracket, guess what? They also had to face Jailings again. So unfortunately, they lost both times. Diamond Dogs out in top 6, but yeah, like I said, did very well last week as well. So being open series, we talk about it all the time, right? There's only
Yeah.
3 open series, bank maximum points. So Must Be Nice are already banking quite a lot of points. What, top 4? Now it's going to be at least top 3. So yeah, they're looking good for the final series already.
Yeah, I think that's the thing overall. If we take a look at the format, I think on the whole, is that these teams, if you place it this late into the bracket anyway, your job is basically done. You've got the points required to effectively move on to the grand final, right? But again, you want to kind of win these things if you can. You want to get as far into the bracket as you can, because the further you get, the more points you get as well, and the more secure that position will be. But for these guys, I think we look at open number 1 and here in open number 2 as well. Things are looking pretty consistent here in the full series. So we've already got a few teams. Must Be Nice being one of them, and Do Something potentially being another that might well find their way into the grand final, James.
Yeah, and I mean, Must Be Nice, pretty clean run. They had a bye in the first
Right.
round, then 2-0 over Dubs for Nubs, uh, 2-0 over Flamboyant, 2-0 over Jailings as well.
Big
So a
one.
whole sweep of 2-0s, haven't lost a map yet, and here we are in the final. And then it's, for the other side, it's Do Something. They had a bye, then a 2-0 over Crowd Arousers. These names are great, by the way. I love open names. 2-0 over Just Stat, then 2-0 over Vexed Gaming. So both of these teams have not lost a map yet. So yeah, that's well, someone's gonna lose that streak, I can tell
It's
you.
about to change for sure, James. That's something. Unless these guys just like, nope, we're not playing.
I'm
We're done
feeling
now.
I'm feeling someone's gonna lose a map.
That's
My
definitely going to
rocket
happen.
science brain is saying that someone's not gonna be
Well,
undefeated.
the thing is, I think we look at these two teams and could do something as a roster, right? As we get into this winners bracket final, this roster is filled with great names. Of course, Clonely and Glory last week did actually manage to win the first open of the full series, James. So surely they're potentially on collision course for a second one.
Yeah, and that's kind of the great thing, right? Is that what we changed in the summer series and we continue into the fall series is the team that you qualify for with like the most amount of points or any team makeup that you've played, you can make a sub for the final.
Hmm.
So it gives you the option like Mighties and Snaky to kind of come in and play with these guys. And if Cloney and Glory can get another win, well, that's just another team that they have an option of picking from, right? So now they suddenly have 4 teammates they can
Yeah.
pick from for the finals. And we'll see how it is. But we should, being winners final, talk about maps. We're gonna start with Stronghold on Recharge.
Ooh.
We're gonna go for Slayer on Catalyst, Oddball on Streets, and if we make it, King of the Hill on Live Fire, and finishing with Slayer on Streets. Any map pick that you have your eye on?
Look, I'm a big Streets fan. I think you and I had that conversation before we got into this entire broadcast, right? I love that one. However, we are starting off on a pretty strong map mode combination. Stronghold on Recharge. We love this map. I think it's a fan favorite out there as well. It provides, I think, a variety of different strategies for you to go for. I particularly love it when teams, they manage to grab the shock rifle and do some serious damage with that thing. So really excited to see what these two teams are able to do on that map mode combination, James.
Yeah, I'm also excited. I mean, Recharge Stronghold's such a great start. I'm really looking forward to Streets, like we said. Like I also am a massive Streets fan, so that's good.
Yep.
I'm also a huge Aquarius fan, but unfortunately, we're not going to see that.
I think
until,
everybody is.
Yeah, we're not going to see that until grand finals, I think, or unless lower finals goes the whole way. So yeah, Recharge, like I said, I'm looking to see that shock rifle. I'm excited to see kind of where it's going to be. We're going to be doing a map fly through right about now.
Ooh. Always looks very nice, doesn't it, James? Flying our way through Recharge.
The water just flowing there in turbines.
Very serene.
Serene.
Until they get on it, of course.
Until it's not serene.
That serenity will completely collapse, and of course, carnage will ensue. Again, though, we're really excited to get this one, guys. Recharge on Strongholds, or Strongholds on Recharge, excuse me. It's going to be our first map in this best of 5, although I believe the game is actually going to end. So
what would Europa Halo be without a little technical issue?
It's just a small porky. That's all we told. It was a little lie. That's all it was, James, mate. There wasn't, it's a small slip up in the grand scheme of things. We'll be into that very soon. I think then while we kind of wait for the map to actually get underway, because it will be underway in just a second, we should again go through these players. I'm specifically excited to see Mighty and Snaky play in this matchup, of course. Both extremely good players, and to see what kind of damage they're going to be able to do here in Europa Halo is going to be an exciting prospect.
Yeah, and I mean, for so many of these kind of top teams, especially the ones going to Worlds or kind of the ones that I know Quadrant, for example, unfortunately not going to Worlds, RIP, but I know those guys are taking some time off. So I don't expect to see either of them at all or maybe only one or two of them. But for the other teams, right, there's only 2-3 weeks till Worlds, so there's still time. They've still got to put in practice. They've still got to put in effort. And I mean, the finals for us aren't until like after Worlds.
Right.
So they have time that they can actually play this, right? And then they don't have to worry about the finals cutting into their Worlds prep. So that's kind of, super exciting.
Yeah, indeed it is. I just think, and it's good practice as well. I think, this is ultimately some of the best players in Europe, and it'll be good practice, I think, for these guys to actually play. But we're finally getting into it, folks. It's going to be Must Be Nice taking on Do Something here on Recharge Strongholds, kicking things off on board with Mighty's. Let's see what.
Yeah, I'm excited to see first kills going down. Snaky gonna get the first one, but he's gonna get traded out straight away. Yeah, everyone just kind of floating about, see what they can do, see what they can see.
Well, immediate control here for Must Be Nice on towards A. That might well go the way of doing something, though, pretty early on here, as we can see Cloney trying to get control and elevator. He will do so. B progression also now being made by Do Something. This will be an early opportunity here. Remote detonation attempt coming out from Cloney, but that will not go off. Will at least deny those grenades going the way of Must Be Nice. But as I was saying, James, this is an early opportunity here to Do Something to set up this A-B hold and keep Must Be Nice at bay.
Yeah, I was having some technical issues.
Sorry, James, I kind of just threw you straight in the mixer.
We're all good now. We're all good. Yeah, you're right. Do something. The kind of thing that you especially want to do early is you want to get control of the board. I can see going for the energy sword as well, right? You want to take control of those kind of power weapons and those objectives early. One thing we always talk about in Strongholds, right? It's not over until it's over. And so many times do you see teams on 248, teams on 247, and still managing to lose. But Do Something do have a triple cap. Oh, and Mighty's with the headshot on Kame as well. That's what you love to see. And gonna get the grapple. That's a really nice trick, by the way. Halfway through the reload animation, do the grapple, and it will complete the reload animation for you. Beautiful work there by Mighty's.
And this is what we were saying, right, coming into this is what I was particularly excited for. It's Mighty's with the shock rifle. This is what you wanted to see. These kind of plays. He's using it in a bit of an odd position as well, right? Trying to get up close and personal as opposed to watching the crossfire, like generally speaking, we see players do with that shock rifle. But the position at the moment for do something, they've overextended a couple of times in towards C. They're about to do it again as Snakey's really pushing the buttons of Baxter at the moment. Do something. They are being so aggressive, so dominant here in this game, and must be nice. I mean, they're getting wiped at the moment here, James.
Man, you gotta feel for Kame right there. Gets headshotted by Mighties with a shock rifle. Sits in the respawn screen. Respawns. Gets headshot by Mighties with a shock rifle once again. Man just must feel like he's an absolute shock rifle magnet right now. But you are right. Must be nice. Gotta pull something on. There we go. There's a double kill for Outcast, but Mighty's gonna shut that down and once again do something with a triple cap. They're over halfway there. It's 140, 150 to 0 so far. Do something. Want to clean this up very, very quickly. And guess what? It's Zed Mighty's back on the shock rifle again. Just missing. Outcast is gonna duck back into the pipes.
But he was swinging around there at the moment. I was getting Spider-Man vibes from Mighty's. He was using that grapple to get the hell out of dodge, but now getting right into the mixer here is Mighty's, has the assistance of Snakey, and that's a double for them. There is a response coming out from Outcast, who will at least pick up one, but look at the left side of our board here, James. Complete wipe once again. Must be nice. It is a momentary breath that they have to hold against Do Something, but it is only but a moment. They are right back into the mixer at every single stronghold in favor of Do Something. And, well, I think Do Something at the moment, they're living up to their name. They certainly are doing something.
Yeah, and you know, Mighty's is 7-2. He was 7-1. And Glory's 7-3. Except for 4, of course, Cuscus. But yeah, these guys have been rocking it. Cloney already with 10 kills. And finally, must be nice, they're going to get on the board. It's not going to be a donut, but it's 212 to 10. So a lot of work to do, but here they are going for their own trip cap, and this is how quickly it can turn, right? Like, Do Something have looked completely in control. Glory almost getting it done there with the shock rifle, but yeah, must be nice. Managing to get a trip cap and gonna start putting some points back on the board very, very quickly. But Do Something, it's like you don't panic, right? You're about 150 points ahead, so now is the time to just work out the strategy, go back to basics. We're gonna respawn back again. But Kame's going to find Glory, who's also going to get blown up. But look at this camo. What can Kame do with the camo? Get an assist. Baxter gets a double kill. However, Do Something do manage to claim A and are claiming B before Must Be Nice claimed it back. But they're making this competitive again. 212 to 80, 85, 86. So it's coming back to Must Be Nice.
Yeah, it's kind of like what you said right at the very beginning of this one, James, is that you can never really count a team out in Stronghold until the Fat Lady sings, but I can already start to hear some of those vocal cords going off here as Do Something back in control of both A and C. Must be nice now, back on towards B, and they can get bullied into the back of their spawn as Clonely trying to hold on inside elevator, facing down a couple of players from Must Be Nice. Can he get it done with the BR? He's shields down, looking to win these ones. Now has the assistance from Snakey, and well, there you go. The team effort from Do Something as they hold on, and now starting to reapply the pressure, James. This one feels like it might be done.
Yeah, Must Be Nice. Putting up quite a strong comeback there, but Do Something just, in the end, we're too far ahead just too quickly. It's so, when you're 212 to 0, it's very, very difficult to come back from that, right? So
yeah,
no matter what Must Be Nice were able to do something just too dominant out the blocks. Once they kind of regroup, they got it back together. Well, it was easy to close it out. And honestly, quite quickly, they go 1-0 up.
Yeah, I think, you know, very often as casters, James, we have a tendency to overanalyze things, right? We're like, oh, this particular play is what won the game for a team. In that one, I genuinely believe it was Do Something just simply outslaying them. They just managed in the slaying department. We can take a look at the end of the game scoreboard here to show you guys exactly how that one went down. And you can see it, right? I mean, this is, 10 kills, pretty much everybody across the board apart from Clonely. I will say, if I was to highlight any player in that one, it would have to be Mighty's for his play with the shock rifle. Yeah,
Mighty's just looked insane. Obviously leading the way with a 7 KDA. But you're right? Everyone in at least double digits. No one from Must Be Nice got to double digits. So that's pretty much a good giveaway. that you're probably not winning the game if you're not getting to double digits in your kills. But I really think, like you said, it was just that early pressure. Do something just came out, rocked it straight away. Got a triple cap in like when they had less than 50 points, right? So they got that triple cap. They snowballed. They had a slight hiccup, but they recovered quite easily and ended up getting it done. Now we're going to move on to Slayer Catalyst.
Yeah, Slayer Catalyst, of course. I always like default whenever this comes up to saying the newest addition in the map pool of Halo Infinite, which is obviously technically true, but it's been in the map pool for so long and now that it doesn't really matter at this point. But I do actually like playing Catalyst myself. It's nice to see teams kind of settle into it, and of course Slayer is going to be an interesting game mode to see do something play on, especially with the way that they were playing on that recharge stronghold. I think you can very easily transfer that skill over to Slayer here. We saw, I think, plays coming out from Elevator between Mighties and Snakey, right, where Mighties was kind of in trouble, 1 versus 2. Snakey's like, whoa, I'm going to come and help out my teammate, and indeed they did, to able to win the fight. So yeah, I think we're going to see that kind of team play come out here on Slayer. James, these guys do something they look on.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Zed Mighties picking up the old skewer and giving that a go. I still think this should be double sniper map, or at least sniper instead of skewer, but we don't make the rules, right? We're not here to talk about what we can and can't do, but we are going to get into it right now.
Here we are. Let's see what we can do here on Catalyst, or let's see what Must Be Nice can do. Obviously, they kind of want to bounce back, I think, after what was a pretty dreadful map number 1 in this best of 5. You don't want to go 2-0 down if you can help it. And, well, off the start, things are pretty competitive. Must Be Nice here coming out with an early game lead. And on board now with Outcast, going to try and find his way around these players. Able to get the first one on Glory. Can he get away? Oh, no, he cannot. Snakey and Cloney there for trades. And a very competitive game here from the outset.
Yeah, Glory 0-2 already, but does have a couple of assists. Cloney leading the way for them, and same with Baxter, right? 0-2, Subatomic 0-2. So I think everyone just kind of sifting through the map, trying to work it out, do something. Got a couple of kill lead, a couple of nades around the corner. Subatomic going to take a bunch of damage. What can he do? He's also going to go down. That's a really, really nice play there from Glory and Snakey in that corner, and they're just going to hunt everyone down. Basically, yeah, Must Be Nice already at a 5-kill deficit. So, yeah, they got to work it out early on. But Energy Sword's still available for people, and yeah, it's one of those things where you just like in the last game, right? Like, great kill there from Outcast, making sure that he can clean that off, get the trade done. Is you don't want to go down too much too early, because people like Zed Mighties, they are not gonna let up. They are not gonna allow you to get back into this game. They are too good for that, right? Mighties, part of Na'Vi, they're already in Worlds pools, right? So for these guys, it's fine. Shoot. Oh! Oh, what did I say? Zed Mighties on the skewer. Woo! You love to see that. Yeah, that was proving my point. Basically, he's not going to let up. He's 5-0 so far. So...
You know, I'm kind of glad that we have a skewer, because Mighties is just shredding at the moment. He's able to get that one, switches over to the VR for second. Give him number 3, and he will get it. Subatomic going to be the victim there, as Mighties really starting to pound down onto Must Be Nice now. The pressure rising here in this game, and James, you talked about it early on. We don't want to see a team really start to dominate in the early game, because those kind of leads are tough to come back from. But look at the aggression and the confidence now coming out from Do Something. You're seeing Glory run straight towards plays. He's grappling towards the threats. It's simple confidence, really, isn't it, for what we're seeing right now from Do Something. Right now, this lead, it's starting to become indomitable.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing for Glory here is what... Zed Mighty's just like, no. No, thank you. Oh, Killing Frenzy? Can he get another one as well? He gets a double. He is 11-0 right now. That is just outrageous. What I was going to say, before Zed Mighty's just was murdering everyone, is that Glory is being a great team player, right? The man is 2-5. He has 6 assists. So for him, it's all about, it's fine. Mighty's is going to absolutely smash it 11-0. Snakey's 10-3. For me, I want to call out. I want to get assists. I want to make sure I'm laying down damage for my teammates to finish off. And that's why they have 31-13 in the lead.
Yeah, this is a game of Slayer. Mighty's comes through with another double.
Can he go undefeated?
I mean, it's possible. I mean, what, he was the one that was 6-0, 7-0 last game, right? So he's having a really good series thus far. 13-0, giving up 14. Double kill coming through from Subatomic, and that is a good response, but doesn't quite shut down Mighty's off this killing spree. Do something, continue and apply the pressure, and the weapon control at the moment has been splendid. Looking for more, and Cloney will get it. And a skewer shot, but Glory going to steal the kill and the glory in that one and do something and continuing to aggress here in this game. James, this feels like it's already over.
Mate, the crazy thing that was that Mighty's was there and 3 players ran around that corner and they still managed to not hit him. Like, he was defended so well by his teammates that Mighty's still didn't even die when 3 members rushed him. Like, that's how insane that is.
He's just invincible. You can't kill him. Don't bother putting any shots into him. He's not going to die. It's not going to happen. He has the support of his teammates, and he might well finish this game, considering do something a 6 frags away from closing this one out without a single death to his name. Could that be the case here? Is Snakey going to get an easy kill there on towards Kami? Looking for more here as Outcast right in front. It's going to be a 2 versus 1, and Glory more than happy to assist with the Commando. Looking for some more. Mighties, a running riot medal for him here as he has still not died. That's 15 in a row. 2 more flags, and we'll be able to put a lid here on this game. Do something. Have controlled the map perfectly, and must be nice. I mean, there's not really much they've been able to do here, James.
Yeah, I mean, if I was Mighty's, like, sure, I'd want more kills, but I may even hide. Like, I'm pretty sure that's not what he's thinking about at all. But, you know, you've absolutely smashed it. You've torn them to bits. You're 15-0, and you're winning 48-20. So, and he's going to get the final kill. Perfection. Steaktacular. 50-20. And man, unstoppable. He's just genuinely unstoppable.
Yeah.
Didn't even die.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you say, James? This is the winners bracket bloody final, mate. What's going on? Do something coming out, and they are just dismantling. Mighty's is having a hell of a game. I'm pretty sure between the first 2 maps, obviously he's died there. He's only had the deaths from his first game. He's died like 3 times between the first couple of maps in this best of 5. Here's our final scoreboard at the end of the game, and you can see that an exclamation mark on what was already a pretty massive game coming out from Do Something, as Mighty's does not die, adds 16 frags to the overall tally.
Yeah, just an absolutely nuts effort. Yeah, I don't really know what to say there, man. Like, it's just yeah. There's like, I don't know what to say about that effort because it was so insane. Just the way it was such good map control, Glory just making sure he was out in front, calling it out, getting assists and putting damage down, and then Mighty's just roaming around with a skewer half the time, getting a whole bunch of kills, and it just, honestly, it never even looked close. So
yeah, this has been a series and a half so far, I think, from Do Something. They have put their stamp on this one. Must Be Nice have been edged out, or rather, I think they've just been pushed and shoved and bullied out of the first couple of maps. So maybe they have a chance to get back into this series. I think it's probably a good idea to check the rest of our maps that show you guys what it does look like. We are going to Streets, I believe, for the next one. James, you and I were particularly looking forward to this one. This is going to be Oddball here for map number 3.
Yeah. And I can also see in chat, we are working on the fact that we and the stream are not synced. Do not worry about that. I can see that our voices are not perpendicular to the action. Is it perpendicular? I don't know. Not parallel.
Perpendicular is...
I think parallel. No, they're not parallel to the action. That's what it should be. They're definitely not perpendicular.
You're making me think about it now, James. You're educating me, mate. I don't know. I don't know.
No, so we're not parallel to the action. It's fine. We're doing what we can. Oddball on Streets, obviously, big old spanker right in the middle. A whole bunch of nades. I'm looking forward to kind of seeing where people are going to go, whether it's going to be Subway, whether it's going to be police station, whether you're going to try and hang around Cafe, or really like what you're going to do and how both teams are going to use the map. And of course, the sniper.
Yeah, it's going to be a big map, I think. think, coming out. And as you said already, the Spanker, I think, is the big one here.
Stalker rifle. That's the one.
The Stalker rifle, yeah. And the shotgun, I think, is probably the bigger one, all right? To see these
Bulldog.
guys using the Bulldog in it effectively. I think that's always the big one when I look at this map. You know, what players can do in the close quarter combat with the Bulldog. And right now we have it on our screens, Camry. Maybe this is the secret here.
Zed Mighty's died.
Better control, and Zed Mighty's died before he got a kill. So maybe that's an indication of how this one's going to go. I don't know. So far, pretty good weapon control. Unfortunately, it doesn't last that long though, because Cloney not only has the oddball, but he's still got a Spanker bullet ready to go.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, he's going to miss though. Great movement by Subatomic. Also, love the ears. Subatomic as well, by the way.
Yeah? Big Katos fan?
Yeah, they almost look like rabbit ears, don't they? But Zed Mighty's got the ball. Cloney has 4 kills, and so far do something already at a 23-24 second lead. So once again, Zed Mighty's and do something taking control. Now they've just got to set it up. You can see that, right, they took it down to Subway. They've just got to work it out. Snaky got that Stalker rifle. And you can see here, look, right, Cloney and Mighty's here just making sure that wherever Must Be Nice are coming from, they have it covered. They're making it work. And I think the important thing for do something, oh, Bulldog almost comes out, is that multiple people are touching this objective. It's not just that they're trying to shield one person away. They're really trying to make it work and kind of share it among the team and make sure that everyone's getting in on the action. As Cloney's going to smack Outcast in the face and then lose his own life.
Yeah, I was a bit concerned actually for a second there that Cloney might just give away that Bulldog, but it doesn't really matter in the end anyway as they deal with the threats around Purple. Neon Sign in control for do something. They haven't moved from the subway bend, by the way, James. They have sat here the entire time. Perhaps now the pressure's got them out. There is opportunity here as Cammy makes his way through, has the assistance of a teammate with him as well. Outcast will end up falling, so now the 1 versus 1. And, well, of course, Zed Mighty's is going to win that one. Do something, continue to hold. Ball is going to be down for a second, so at least there's no point scoring going on for do something. But I think the bigger problem ultimately for Must Be Nice here is that they still do not have control of the area where that ball is located.
Yeah, and it's not even that they don't even have control. They haven't even looked close to getting in and touching it. Right? Like look at this. Like they have 3 people going towards Subway. This might be the time, but Snaky gets a double, and then they just come back up here, and it's like, oh hey, you 2 are still here. Well, we're gonna lay some damage down. We're gonna wait for the friends. Here we go. Finally, Must Be Nice are gonna try and get this ball out of here. Oh, Cloney gets his head taken off by Kami. Stalker up, but look at this. Kami's like, I'm killing people. I'm turning around, and more people are coming. Like, where are these guys all coming from? He has a couple of kills. He gets an assist, and now Must Be Nice still only have 1 second on this ball, even though they're getting all of these kills. As I can see, Glory had a sentinel beam, but he's gonna go down as well.
Well, finally, Must Be Nice have unearthed do something from their humble abode. They're finally been removed from the subway bend, and now they do have control of the oddball area. But as you say, James, the wider problem is they're not actually getting any time. They're not actually earning any points of this control, and they are now continuing to be little away from that ball. The ball moves towards Purple. Subatomic, can he do anything about this? The answer is no. Now looking for a 1 versus 2, and, well, rarely do you ever win that against team shots, as do something perfectly controlling the map at the moment, and now really starting to get aggressive here in this game. James, they are just 20 points away or so from putting a real stamp on round number 1 here of Oddball.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing about it was, right, that Must Be Nice did a really good job, as Spanker's up in a couple of seconds, of finally getting do something out of that subway bend. They managed to get the ball out into an area where they could do something with it, but they just got, oh, that was a beautiful shot by Snaky as well. They just can't do anything. Oh my god, dude! They just can't get it out of Subway. They can't kill do something enough to move it. And then do something, Zed Mighty just picks up the ball and goes, okay, I'll just take this back into Subway. And they're kind of just in the same exact situation they were before. Now do something is starting to move it, but look, Must Be Nice all on the other side of the map and do something like, okay, well, if you're going to go Subway, we're just going to go up the other end and win round number 1.
That's like perfect Oddball Streets play coming out there from do something. You know, the way they were controlling the subway bend for the vast majority of that round. And even when they gave it up right, they managed to lure Must Be Nice out so they could regain control of it. Just perfect play coming out from do something. And now do something, well, they've pushed Must Be Nice right up against the wall here. Their backs feeling the cold form, or lack thereof, ball. Now now they've got to find something. They've got to dig deep to make their way back in towards this best of 5. Outcast, though, good kill on towards Glory. It's going to be ball control for Cloney, and this is what happened last time around. Look at the positioning of Snakey. You can feel that Cloney wants to make his way over towards Subway, has the spanker in hand, though, and you can feel this thing is ready to go, and it's Cloney for 2, and do something now, once again in that exact position that we saw before. Subatomic, the last remaining player alive from Must Be Nice. He's able to get 1, but that is all he's going to get.
Wow. Just, yeah. Beautiful work. That's what you want with the spanker, right? 2 quick shots, 2 kills, and you're right. Do something. Just, you know what? We're going to take this ball back in the Subway. Kill Must Be Nice. We're just going to come back. We're going to hold on to it. Now they're finally going to get some points. Must Be Nice have like a total of 6 points now. You're right. Do something. Just picked it up early. And now Must Be Nice are trying to work it. Now they're trying to get a bit of control going. Now they've got to work out how they stop. Well, killing dead Marties is a good way, but they got to work out how they stop do something from just taking it right back. Cloney 17 and 7 already. Just, here guys, you hold the ball, I'll do all the murdering. And it seems to be working right now.
Must Be Nice starting to get some traction here in this game. They are doing what was done to them in that round of 1. Good rotation potentially coming out here, but Subatomic has quite a lot to do, and he will get that 1 kill. His job isn't over just yet, though. 1v1 versus Snakey to regain control of the oddball, and it's one that is not easily won, but still he's able to get it done. Over, do something, continue to spawn over towards Subway, and that pressure just a little bit too much for Must Be Nice to deal with. Now can ball control once again in here for do something. Kills starting to go in their favor as well. Glory, Stalker rifle. Let's see what he can do here, James.
Yeah, and I mean, it's one of those things right there, right, where it's a 2v2 and you have the ball, you pop it at your feet and you go in a 2v2, and Must Be Nice just get decimated 2-0 and do something like, okay, well, we'll just take that ball right back after we've murdered you, thanks. And it's like, you have to at least 1v1. Like, you have to at least get to a 1v1. If you have the ball and you both just die, you've essentially just wasted 2 lives right there, right? You've done nothing. And this is the problem that Must Be Nice have repeatedly been having, is whenever they even manage to pick up the ball, do something and just all over, like, look at this. Zed Mighty's like, okay, Sentinel Beam, you're dead. And do something and just sitting here taking control of the ball and just making it work. Once again, they're just sitting in Subway, getting kills on the board. Glory gets a double. And here we go. We're going to see Mighties get another one. And yeah, like, what can Must Be Nice do about this? They're constantly like having 2 dead. And look at where Glory and Snakey are. They're right up the other end of the map. So they know they're pushing Must Be Nice. They know where they're going to spawn. They know how to hold it. And look, it's looking real easy for them.
I wouldn't say that Must Be Nice have been entirely out of this game. They've had moments where they look like there's been some form of resistance, but those moments have been fleeting, to be frank. Do something have had perfect map pressure pretty much all of the time. I can't think of a time where they haven't had control of the Spanker or the Bulldog or the Stalker Rifle, and that control has handed them the keys to the kingdom, or the keys to a ticket at the very least, to the grand final, as they will 3-0 Must Be Nice in a really solid fashion.
Yeah, that was pretty dominating. It was what, 200 to 36. So yeah, look, to be honest, there was clearly a better team out of those 2. Must Be Nice, obviously gonna go down to the losers final, which we will be covering next. So we will follow them down as they go down the bracket. But mate, that was not close. Do something, just totally dominating it. Really, just. How else do you describe it? Cloney 21 and 8 with 8 assists as well. Snakey 17 and 12, 13 assists. And any time that the other team is not having a positive KDA at all, I'm not even sure Must Be Nice had a positive KDA over any of their players over any of the 3 maps, right? So that's a pretty worrying sign that you're gonna be losing a series.
Yeah, I think that's it. You know, again, it comes back to what happened in map number 1, really. Although I will say things were a little bit different. Again, as I was saying, you know, there were moments in that game where Must Be Nice, they felt like they had some modicum of control over the map, but it was just following that through with a wave of gunfights that would actually solidified oddball control, and it just never really felt like it would happen. Do something, as you say, just indomitable in that series. And it really puts them in a great position here as they make their way towards the grand final with a 3-0 victory. James, you were saying that one of these teams is going to lose a map. Well, that certainly was true. But we look at this do something roster now. They still haven't done so. They go into the grand finals
True.
completely undefeated.
Yeah, and must be nice. Going to fall down to lower. We can give you a lower update as well, actually, or losers bracket, depending on whichever one you want to do it. So the maps that we had off, the rounds that we had off screen: Vex Gaming 2-1 over Lahazy. As we talked about earlier, Jailings 2-0 over Diamond Dogs. Vexed then 2-0 over Jailings. So now it's going to be Vexed versus Must Be Nice in the losers final. We're going to come back to that after we go to a break, and then the winner of that will play Do Something in the grand final. So, guys, stick around. Don't go anywhere. We're going to go for a break, and we will be right back with you. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Captain James Force. I'm with Infinity. You have just seen the winners final. Jeez, I don't even know where I am. We just saw the winners final. Things fell into place for the grand final for Do Something, and Must Be Nice have fallen to the losers final against Vex Gaming.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one, I think. Going from the Do Something roster that frankly dismantled them to the Vex Gaming roster, which are a pretty good team. I think you and I can both agree on that much, James. This roster has been one of the European greats, I think, over the last few months and such in Halo Infinite. But I think coming here into this one last week, I believe I want to say they got third place. I keep on saying last week because before with opens they used to be like week after week, right? But it wasn't last week. It was only a few days ago
It's
for the
technically
open
last
number
week.
one. I guess technically speaking it was last week, but you know what I mean, guys. It's all good. Yeah, they got third place in that one. So Vex Gaming, I think now they've got Looney back on the team. Should be, I think, a lot better off for that.
Yeah, we're going to run it down. Vex Gaming, or as they used to be known, Mocket Esports, obviously, is Squashy, Hollers, Looney, and Warlord. And Must Be Nice, we just saw them. Outcast, Subatomic, Kame, and Baxter. I think Must Be Nice probably feeling a little shell-shocked as they basically got absolutely rocked right there by Do Something. They're going to want to bounce back. Vexed, obviously, got to be feeling good. Just beating out Jailings, right? So that's always nice, looking at someone who is going to Worlds. So putting one over someone who's going to Worlds always feels good. And obviously, both of these teams securing a whole bag of points as well for the finals. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes. Obviously, Do Something awaiting them in the final. But losers final is going to be CTF on Bizarre to start us off. Slayer on Streets. I know how much you love Streets. Stronghold on Recharge. Oddball on Livefire. And Slayer on Aquarius, which is my favorite map.
Yay.
If we get to a game 5.
That's probably the most wholesome thing I've ever said. It's like a very happy yay in regards to Aquarius. Yeah, Aquarius isn't the best of 5 games, although I don't know if we'll actually get there at this point because, Must Be Nice. They, as we said, they got railed in that last best of 5 of 3-0, and it wasn't a close 3-0 at all. The question I always have in these situations, even with a roster such, or even with a team such as Vex Gaming going up against them, is kind of like, where do you go here in terms of the momentum swing, right? The mental game, because you've been 3-0'd in that last best of 5. You have to find a mental reset somewhere. And now you go up against a roster that is as good as Vex Gaming. I think this is going to be a tough one here for Must Be Nice. One thing I will say, though, is I don't think we saw the full potential of the Must Be Nice roster there. We know what they can do. They placed pretty well in open number 1. So we want to see, I think, something better here in this best of 5 versus Vex.
Yeah, and I mean, anytime you're up against the Zed Mighties, who is 16, 17 nil, yeah, you're gonna be having a bad time. No matter, which way you look at it. So I think for them, yeah, like they just got rocked on, right? So for them, it's about how they can go back to the basics. They got to kind of bring it out. CTF on Bizarre. I know, a lot of people have differing opinions on Bizarre. A lot of people wanted it gone completely. I understand it's still there with its little CTF flag holding on for dear life. But yeah, I mean, I still like watching Bizarre. I know a lot of pros are really meh about it. So I'm going to be interested to see kind of what Must Be Nice can do. And I'm not sure this is a map that a lot of people get to play anymore, right? Like, because it's only CTF, because there's literally one map choice for this, one game mode choice. It's not spent a lot of time on, I would assume. And I think pros are probably gonna agree, but we're gonna see how it goes.
Yeah, I think the thing you're absolutely right about that. The funny thing is about Bizarre, right, is when the game first came out, we're like back last year, November, when Halo Infinite went to early access with the multiplayer being released, not the campaign. Bizarre was like one of my favorite maps. People really disliked that opinion of mine, and
How dare you?
I know I felt discredited for saying that Bizarre was one of my favorite maps. maps. But I completely understand why now it is just down to CTF. Still, though, I do think there is an interesting dynamic on this map to be had. It'll be interesting to see kind of where these players go using everything that is available here on Bizarre CTF, and of course it has that beautiful symmetry that we love out of the most competitive of Halo maps. So we'll see how this one goes. As we said, though, the kind of the state of play, as it were, for these two teams must be nice, coming off the back of a 0-3 loss versus Do Something. James, we need to see a huge momentum swing from them here.
Yeah, exactly. And it's okay if you. I know your favorite map was Behemoth. So Behemoth,
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love
it's
Behemoth,
all right.
mate. It's my favorite. Yeah, no better map.
It's okay. It's all right. Subatomic getting an early overshield and some dynamo grenades as well. I love the sizzle sticks. You love to see them. He is going to get killed though by Squashy. And yeah, so far opening exchanges, 4 kills to 3. Everyone's just kind of like floating around, working out the map, seeing what everyone's kind of doing. So yeah, no one grabbing the flag just yet. But I want to see from Vexed. You know, if you've just watched someone get 3-0'd, the best thing to go is just full offense, right? Just ram it down their throat, as Kame is going to get a kill and then get killed, but just ram it down their throat. Just try and just crush any spirit they might have been trying to get back. Grab their flag, just assault their base. It must be nice. It's all about those basics, right? Just hold on to it. Just get a defense, get yourself set. You know your own game plan. And just try and play to your level and don't let Vexed overrun you.
So far, things pretty even here in this game. A couple of players down here for Vex Gaming, but also a couple down for Must Be Nice. So just an attempt from both teams to regain control of the middle of the map. Subatomic looking to defend, has a 1v1 versus Looney. And, well, Looney going to come out on top of that one. Potential here for Vex Gaming, but maybe that potential starting to fizzle away. Outcast with the 1v1 win against Looney, and now an overextension here potentially for Vex Gaming. See what they can do with it.
Yeah, exactly. And I know, guys, stream is looking a little laggy. We are also trying to work on that as well.
I was wondering if it was just me.
I
was like play by play. I was play by play in like a PowerPoint, and I was not convinced that what was going on at all.
And here we are with the 10 FPS play by play in the wild.
This is what Halo Infinite looks like on Xbox One. I think.
This is what Halo Infinite normally looks like, guys. What are you talking about? No, Vex gonna pull out the flag to midfield. Must be nice. Going to be able to return it out of market though. But yeah, Vexed already kind of making inroads, getting the flag, getting some time, but not being able to push on. As we see Squashy getting denied by Outcast there as he tried to go into base. But Warlord is 8-2 already, by the way. So one of the big things, obviously, you want to frag a whole bunch. You want to get as many kills to be able to get into base. And look at this. If they can kill Outcast, there's 2 people in this base right now. He's on so little health. But what can Vex do about it? Are they going to grab the flag? Yeah, Warlord again going to grab the flag. Going to be throwing it out. Holo's going to be down there. It's Subatomic trying to cover this off. But what can they do as Vexed once again pulling the flag just a little bit, but trying to work through mid, trying to get those kills to clear the way. Looney coming as backup as well. Warlord's got the flag. He's going to run through mid. How far can Vex take this? Look at that slide though. Look how far he got the flag.
Flag return.
That's a lovely slide, Hollers. Oh, able to get one, but no more. But is that enough? I think it probably should be, to be honest. I mean, you can see these players from Must Be Nice really starting to regress through the middle of the map now, but that return starting to come through, and it will do a late save here, stopping Vex Gaming from getting a flag through. And now potentially the counter-attack maybe working off here as Outcast able to get one. If he gets that second onto Warlord, that becomes a much more realistic prospect, but it is denied. And back to square one, I think, for both of these teams. But James, that is the best chance we've seen the team have so far here on Star CTF.
Yeah, and if I Must Be Nice, I'm being a little worried, right? Like, look at this. Like, Warlord just waltzes right into the middle of their base, right? He just walks right through double doors and tries to get the flag, right? So, won't get it. Will get killed by the nade, but Must Be Nice. Got to tighten up that defense. And they looked real good. Warlord, super important kill there in base. If he doesn't get that kill or he goes down, it's entirely possible that Must Be Nice are able to pull that flag. Hollers with the OS. Look at this grouping here. Like, there's 3 members here from Must Be Nice, and they're just going to get swamped and murdered. Now they're going to try and find Baxter as well. He's going to go down too. beautiful kill there from Warlord, who moves on to 14. Flag's going to go out now, though. But look at where Must Be Nice is spawning. This is what they can do. They've either got to kind of come back to mid, or they got to try and take the flag themselves. Great kill from Outcast. And look at this. Now they're going to kind of sit in Vext's base and be like, you want it? Come kill us. Oh, beautiful grapple. Can he kill Outcast as well? Yes, he can. Warlord with more kills. Not sure he's going to survive that. He won't. Bulldog. That Must Be Nice. Going to try and return the flag and should.
A really interesting dynamic that happened there, I think, from Must Be Nice. You know, they spawned over in the sewers to overextend towards the base to stop the flag going out, and they will do. And now potentially a flag going through. Nope. Denial coming back at you once again as Hollows and Warlord able to combine for that frag. This should be a return. Still, the threat is not quite over just yet. About 40% left of that flag before it goes back to base. Can anybody get a touch off? No, I believe is the answer. It does go back to the home base there of Must Be, or Vex Gaming, excuse me. Now we see Vex Gaming once again starting to aggression. Just Subatomic in the base, has the support of Baxter close by. Got quite a lot to do here. There's the flagpole coming out from Looney. Subatomic able to get the frag though. Can he get the second? Yes, he can. Looking for the triple. He could find it potentially, but nope, not just yet. His teammate Outcast is actually going to pick that one up. And now look at that flag from Cammy. It is out.
Yeah, both flags currently away. I really thought Squashy would have grabbed the flag right there and kind of brought it back with him to mid. I can see that once again, Vex have OS. I think that's the second OS they have. I think Subatomic got the first one, but Subatomic didn't really do anything with that OS, where Vex have been able to kind of use it to get control. And you can see that Squashy does have the spanker here. They're going to turn around because Vex are going to steal the flag once again with Squashy. What can they do? Baxter is dead. They're going to try and pull it back out to middle. I think, to be fair, even though Must Be Nice have had quite an open base, beautiful double kill from Hollows though. Can he get a triple? No, he can't. But what I was saying is Must Be Nice not had great defense. Vex been able to pull the flag repeatedly. But what I must say is Must Be, that's a beautiful scissors thing, by the way. What I will say is that their mid defense has been outstanding. Vex have pulled that flag 4, 5 times, and only once has it made it past mid. Right, Must Be Nice regrouping quite successfully, shutting it down, making sure that they don't allow Vex to score. For Vex, it's working out how you get that across mid, because you are getting the flag and you are doing it relatively easily. I mean, look, 3 of Must Be Nice are dead now. All 4 are dead. They are going to spawn out in mid, so how do you manage to control this?
Yeah, this is the big thing. This is what happened last time, if you remember. The overextension came out from Must Be Nice. They managed to get right into the base of Vex Gaming and put a stop to it. But it's going all the way through. But again, this is the problem. The players have made their way over towards double doors already. They've put a dynamo grenade on the flag, or a sizzle stick, as we like to say here on EuropaHalo. And that return now potentially starting to come through. But no! The denial! Potentially now Squashy. Can he save the day? He's got a cape on and everything. Vex Gaming, that is a flag all the way through. Grab that OS. You deserve it, my friend. As Squashy now really starting to apply the pressure. This should be a cap, and it will.
Beautifully done by Squashy, realizing that, yeah, I've got those kills, and yeah, I'll be able to get that flag. He could have run that flag in himself, but you know what? The awareness to see that OS was a few seconds away. You Must Be Nice for spawning back in their base, realizing, look, I need to go for this OS. I need to deny Must Be Nice. And I've got teammates. I've got Looney sitting there. As you can see, Squashy gets another double kill, and he's going to pick up that flag again. But you can see he had total trust in his teammates. The communication between Vex is so on point. Like, mate, you get the OS. Looney's like, I got this, man. I got this. You get the other important objective. And here we are. Vex go 1-0 up, and they've got the flag in mid again. However, again, Must Be Nice having a very good mid defense.
Must Be Nice now. Scrambling.
They touch that flag, though.
They can go for it. There you go. Touch going on through now. Now going to go all the way back. Nade's going out. I think this one might actually be gone as well. Outcast is probably the closest player to put a stop to it. Shots are actually going down. And Outcast does actually pick up 2 off screen. This might well be the save they required. But as we say it, Outcast double has actually just been completely neutered. The flag goes in. He threw it a little bit too far, but it doesn't matter anyway. It's all good. Looney just didn't know how much strength he had left in him. as Vex Gaming, they're able to pick up a second flag on the board here. And while you were talking about the mid pressure from Must Be Nice, I think Vex Gaming have kind of worked out how to crack it now, James.
Yeah, Looney with some lunatic muscles right there, but he puts it in. And yeah, like, you're right. The first few minutes, like I was talking about, just they could not get past that defense, but now they've started to work it out. Now they figured out what they're doing. Now they're kind of taking it slow, as Squashy is going to go down to a beautiful double kill by Kame. And the overshield once again is up, but now it's going to go to Subatomic, and this is a much better look here for Must Be Nice. It's 2v2 though, so they will have to be careful getting in there. Subatomic almost eats a grenade straight as he puts the shield on. The Vexed, you're right, have worked out how to kind of peel open the orange that is mid and take all the juicy bits and score flags. And that's, oof, great kill from Subatomic. Now 3 members of Vexed are dead. So Subatomic gonna grab this flag. Now can they work out how to uncork and unpeel mid to make sure that they can get on the board? Still a minute and a half. This is possible.
Good first start coming out from Outcast as well to pick up 1 frag, but you have to make sure these guys do not make their way out of sewers, and that's one way to do it. Baxter and Cammy pick up 2, and this should be it. This flag should go through. I think there's 1 player left alive, and that was Hollers, who will end up falling. So this one's going all the way home, James. We have a game on our hands here. Subatomic is the one to put it home. Must Be Nice. We were talking about how great their mid control has been. Well, it's going to result here in a flag pull, but now just 60 seconds left on the clock. The pressure really starting to rise in this game, and Must Be Nice, they've got to do it again.
Yeah, that's it. I think the concern for Must Be Nice is that Warlord and Squashy have 25 kills apiece. Thomas has 19 assists, by the way, which is just a ridiculous number. But yeah, for Vex, 35 seconds to go, right? It's just all about finding Must Be Nice. It doesn't even matter if you can't kill them. Just get a lot of damage on. Make sure that you're tracking them at all times. Do not want them to touch that flag. You do not want them to have sudden death. So if you can hold out for 20 more seconds, and Vex Gaming look like they're doing that pretty well, then it looks like they're going to be able to take map 1. 10 seconds to go. Does not look like Must Be Nice at anywhere near this flag though. Baxter, I think, having 1 final run, he's dead. And it looks like Vex have done enough, unless Subatomic. Can Subatomic catch that flag? No, he's going to go down to Squashy, and Vex are going to hold on to take the win. 2-1 in game number 1. That was pretty close by the end.
Yeah, indeed it was, right? I mean, Must Be Nice, they really started to gain some serious ground there in that game, but just too little too late, at least in my mind, James, where, you know, they managed to get that flag free, but then they left themselves 60 seconds to do that again, and it's a lot to ask for against a Vex Gaming roster that proved highly aggressive in that game. And as you say, when you've got 2 players that are each putting up 25 frags apiece, the slaying power is also there that you've got to go up against.
Yeah, and that's kind of terrifying when map 2 is always a Slayer. Warlord puts up 27 and Squashy puts up 28. You know that that's going to be slightly frightening. Looney, 11 assists, did have a lot of deaths. Was kind of the pin cushion there with the 21 deaths. But yeah, just a great overall team effort. Must Be Nice. They did a fantastic job of that mid control. Once Vex worked out how to unlock it, then it got a little bit harder, but they got a flag cap at the end to make it somewhat even. So, yeah, great effort. I think it'll be really interesting to see where the Slayer goes from now. Obviously, it's going to be Slayer on streets. So we're back on the streets.
Yeah, I think this is the interesting thing, right? Because we were discussing coming into this best of 5. What we wanted to see was some momentum going in the favor of Must Be Nice, because we didn't really see that in that last best of 5. Ultimately, you know, they got 3-0'd, and we needed to see some form of bounce back. And at the beginning of that CTF, I'll be honest with you, James, it didn't look like we were going to see that. It felt like Vex Gaming, obviously, when they got the 2-0 lead, that maybe this was going to go exactly the same way. But I think them getting that flagging is an extremely good thing. You know, now they've got themselves on the board, they've dug their heels in, they've got themselves off of square one, and they're starting to gain some form here. Now we move over towards Slayer on streets, and maybe this is where we can start to see them formulate that a little bit better. My curiosity here for this one is, you know, we compare the streets Slayer to the Catalyst Slayer that we saw in the last best of 5. You know, what improvements do we really need to see here from Must Be Nice between the last series and this one, James?
Well, you got to make sure you kill every single member of the other team. That's generally an important point. No, I want to see what it looks looked like from the Catalyst was they just got overwhelmed, right? They just got bunched up on. Bodies was just getting kills left, right, and center. They had control of the sword. They had control of do something was had control of the skewer. Like they've just got to get some power weapons in their hand. I want to see Must Be Nice grabbing a spanker. I want to see the stalker rifle. You got to be able to utilize what you have. The bulldog, like you said before, the plasma nades.
Yeah.
You've just got to be able to at least apply some pressure, and you can't let that lead get too big. When it was like 31-13, it was just already over. But here we are. We're into it already. And yeah, first kill gonna go down to Halo's, who does have that stalker rifle. But who's gonna grab first control of the spanker? It is gonna be Subatomic. He is gonna be getting shot up though, but he is gonna get away with that spanker, and I think that's really, really important. But he's gonna die before he can use it. And Looney gets a double kill, and now he's gonna pick up the spanker and get away. Kame's got the bulldog. How important is that gonna be? He's getting shot in the back though, and he's gonna die with it as well again. 2 times Must Be Nice picking up a power weapon and dying. And Looney getting things out. And yeah, Halo's 3-0 already early.
Good luck coming out here from Vex Gaming, although closely on their tail right now is Must Be Nice, and you already talked about it, right? It's going to be that weapon control that will be crucial here coming into this one. So keep an eye on that bulldog that I think got slapped down in the middle of the map. And also there's still one more spanker left to go from Squashy. He will utilize it perfectly on towards Kami. He's going to fall now, a second one in, a perfect on towards Baxter. Can he get the third version of Subatomic? Unfortunately, the first shots are not there. Drop wall down here from Subatomic as well. Maybe help him out in that 1v1, but he is now facing the full pressure of 2 players from Vex Gaming. Looney with the Bulldog, Warlord, it's all there, but a distraction for his teammate. Vex Gaming now, we're starting to see that team play that we love to see out this roster.
That's it. That's the kind of team play you get from hours and hours and hours of playing together. And Squashy finds one. She doesn't quite find the other, but you look at Vex Gaming, a lot of kills kind of simultaneously for them. Kame on the board with 1 outcast, what was 0-3. He managed to get a couple of kills, starting to bring it back, but Vex already at a 5-kill lead, so Must Be Nice. You're gonna have to work as a team. You're gonna have to find and kind of take down Vex, because they will punish you so quickly if given the opportunity. Now they're just trying to find. There's lots of people kind of going around mid. There's weapons and guns flying everywhere. Weapons and nades is what I meant to say. But yeah, look at the communication though. Like, you see Halo's coming out and knowing exactly where the enemy is, and he's gonna get one with the bulldog and an assist. That's the kind of team play that, you know, gives you a 6-kill lead already.
The thing is as well, there was still a spanker left up on the ground there. There was one more rocket in the chamber, as it were, ready to go. And I think that's what those guys were actually fighting over for the vast majority of time, while mid-control was so important there. And ultimately, it is Vex Gaming that will come out on top. That spanker has now been utilized, I believe, and it didn't result in a frag for Vex. At least there's something to work off there for Must Be Nice. But now on board with Halo's here, starting to face some pressure, has some teammates who may be able to help out, and that's a good frag to get if you're a Baxter looking for second, unable to find it. And now up to Warlord, who does end up falling as well. The Stalker rifle is out, and it is in full force here, James. Squashy gonna get taken down, and now the pressure's starting to come out as Kami turns around for the second on towards Looney. There is life yet in this Must Be Nice roster.
Yeah, bringing it back to only a 4-kill deficit, 1 team wipe away, but yeah, really nice from Must Be Nice there. I think a little bit of a misplay from Vex, just not quite sure where everyone was, but hiding, I think it was Halo's with the Bulldog, just hiding in the corner. Didn't expect to be able to be seen, and was just starting to get mowed down, and by the time that he could get out, lost shields, couldn't recover. Oh, this might be, oh, he doesn't quite kill the nades, and Halo's is going to go down. That's a bit of a mistake there. But it's now back to a 3-kill lead. Yeah, Vex. So Must Be Nice starting to bring it back, starting to put it on the board, but yeah, Vex still in a little bit of control, and now it's just working out beautifully done by Baxter though. Still no one up to 10 kills, but more importantly, Warlord, who played such a big role in game 1. 6 and 9 so far, as Squashy's going to move to 10. Beautiful spanker use there.
The second one didn't utilize it as well. They were kill out of it. So that was massive for Vex there. You can see they were preparing themselves for the spanker to spawn on up. Must Be Nice didn't really have all that much map control to deal with it. And now Vex Gaming, just a 2-kill advantage over Must Be Nice. And you can feel this game now starting to slow up towards a snail's pace. But look at this from Warlord. The one tap on towards Baxter. 2 more frags potentially in front of him. Has to deal with both. And he's able to get the second one and get away. Has the information now. Can he survive long enough so that teammate can come and help? He's looking for it. Looney able to get the one on towards Subatomic. Trading the kill feed. But I tell you what there, that was a play and a half coming out.
Yeah, really, really nice. You know, we always want to see overkills. But in the end of the day, even if you're assisting your teammates like we talked about before, you're getting it done. Squashy, oh, the whiff. Oh, Baxter really should have had that. Unfortunately whiffed, but it is close. It's back to 2 kills, so must be nice. Pulling it together very, very well. 360 from Warlord. Can he get outcast as well? The man just has unending amounts of nades. What can he do here? He is going to finish with the assist before Baxter gets a double. Yeah, this is a lot better for Must Be Nice. It's a lot closer now, and yeah, this is kind of what you want to see. You don't want to get it away. I mean, Baxter's having to kind of put everyone on his back and carry it, but next up with a struggle now. They want to make sure that they can pull back that lead. I mean, for us, we want to see as many maps as possible, right? So I'm not too bad what happens. Squashy, important double kill though, brings it back to a 4-kill lead.
Yeah, the more Halo input, the better, right, James? That's what we want to see. But Vex Gaming at the moment making that a little bit of a tough prospect to imagine. They have a 3-kill advantage, one that has kind of been in place for the last minute or so, and that Spanker about to come up once again. And guess who? It's Vex Gaming control of the middle of the map. They might have to fight for it though. If he can even kind of grab that Spanker and pull it back to their team, that will be good. But you have a feeling here that Must Be Nice might be able to get control of it. Max just sitting in the middle of the map at the moment, waiting for somebody to go. Also has the crossfire support, and here we go. Baxter, he grabs it, gets away with his life. Shields down, though. This has to be a good utilization of the Spanker, checking that nobody comes up from the oddball spawn to take him down, and that will not be the case. Gilfeed's starting to highlight red as well, and here we go. The Spanker able to get that one on towards Warlord. Utilize this correctly, you get this kill, you tie up the game. You did more than that, sorry.
This is, I mean, Must Be Nice. Oh, yeah, now it's tied up. I was about to say, I thought Must Be Nice were in the lead.
Yeah.
But, waste there. But good anticipation of trying to find where Warlord was. Vex going to take back this lead, and this is what I wanted to see from Must Be Nice. This is a lot closer. What's Outcast going to do here? Outcast isn't going to find one, but isn't going to go down either. Sumatomic's going to get 2 before Warlord takes it out. Now only 1 kill in it, and 2 kills away as we have a tied game. Oh, Warlord gonna jump onto some nades. Yes, what can Kame do? Every death is super important right now. Looney gonna need a nade, but Outcast gets a double! And Must Be Nice are gonna snatch it away right at the final second. And we're at 1 apiece.
Man, you can just see Warlord there towards the end of the game. He knew it was the 1 versus 3. He was running for his life towards Arcade to try and get support from his team. Beautiful play coming out from Must Be Nice there. They were trailing for a good amount of time there, down by about 3 or 4 kills for the vast majority of the game. But towards the end, we saw a real conceited effort from the team to make sure they grabbed the Spanker and make a good use out of it. And that pressure boiled over there. You could feel it there towards the end of the game. Vex Gaming, they lost control. And James, we love Slayers like that. That is why we love Slayer here in Halo. And it works out for Must Be Nice. They find their first map in this series.
Yeah, exactly. And I think kind of everyone contributed, but Baxter really kind of back there 18 and 13. Subatomic 15 and 13. Kame, not the world's most amazing game, but you know, that happens. I mean, Hollows also was 8 and 13, right? So super, super close, 50 to 49. And I think for Must Be Nice, that's super important for them, right? Like we talked about, they weren't ever really in the winners final. So to bring it back to win this 50 to 49, now we're going to go into map 3, which is going to be Strongholds on Recharge, one we already saw earlier as well. So, you know, they've already played that map. They had a nice kind of a mini comeback in the middle of that map before Do Something kind of turned it on right at the end. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see kind of the lessons they learned from that and how they can kind of move it and take it forward. So, yeah, I think super important for their momentum. Like you said, they captured a flag right at the end of game 1. Now they managed to pull back a 6-kill deficit at the start to pull it in and win by 1 kill with a beautiful double kill right at the end. Can they carry this momentum into game 3, into game 4, or will Vex now knuckle down and kind of take it back from them?
I think, you know, we go back to that point about kind of what they've learned from that first best of 5, right? Because I think one of the bigger problems they had versus Do Something on that recharge strongholds was, you know, they were just getting bullied back into the C stronghold for basically the entirety of the map. I think they had one moment where they were able to get a trip cap going, and then immediately they lost control. And beyond that, they didn't have any weapon control. Like, I think they just gave Mighty's control of the shock rifle for basically the entirety of the game. But we've already seen improvements, right? I mean, we saw it in Streets there, where maybe at the beginning they didn't have control of the spanker, but when they did get control of it, you know, they were able to take control of the game. I think if they apply those kind of the same improvements here onto recharge strongholds, making sure they are in control of attic, making sure they are in control of batteries, I think, you know, they could well be okay. But we'll see how this one goes. Obviously, Vex Gaming, never to be underestimated.
Yeah, and like we talked about, right? There's so much experience in that Vex roster that sure you're gonna lose Slayers like that. That happens, especially when they're that close. Like, could someone have done a little damage here or there, or kind of worked it out? But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all on to Must Be Nice now, right? Like, it's you've finally got some momentum. Can you keep it an objective game though? Because yeah, you've won a Slayer, but Vexed are not going to let that lie. They're going to want to come out. They're going to want to get this done ASAP. They're going to want to make sure that they can control the map early. Here we go.
We'll see. We'll see whether or not Must Be Nice can continue their momentum swing from the last best of 5 as we get in towards this one. James, it's trades going down right off the rip over towards control room. And look at this, right off the rip here, Must Be Nice. Already showing those improvements that we wanted to see here, James. They've got control of every stronghold. It won't last long, but I think the dominance they will get off the back of it will.
Yeah, I mean, you can see Subatomic already trying to make a mess around Elevate. Look at this, just dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodge. Does finally get killed, though. I saw the shock rifle in the feed quickly as well, so someone has got that out, but here we go. As if on cue, Kame with the perfect on Hollers. They're going to try and take back A. And just like... oh! What a shot! Killing spree already. Squashy going to be naded out. Yeah, beautifully done. Must Be Nice doing what Do Something did to them. Can't quite get that. Will get the assist, though, as Subatomic gets 2. They know Warlord's here somewhere. And yeah, just Must Be Nice doing what Do Something did to them. They are doing to Vexed.
Crucially, they do have this AB setup and control of the shock rifle. Can they do much damage with it, though? That's the question. Squashy trying to make his way in towards Attic. Now maybe some kills in the kill feed. This is a good opportunity here for Vex Gaming to break out of the prison they found themselves in. They've got to get rid of Subatomic, though. Oh, it's going to be the trade at the very least. That will open up some space here for Vex Gaming to get control of B. And crucially, get control of A as well. The pre-aim coming through now from Hollers as they recognize they've done a good job of flipping the map, and a crucial moment here in the game. As we always say, when it comes down to recharge strongholds, you want to get the AB set up if you can, and Vex Gaming have successfully flipped the map.
Yeah, and now Holler's just popping out and seeing that, oh, there are 4 people coming from C. Good information there as he goes down. But, yeah, really, really well done from Vex, just making sure that they can take down Must Be Nice. They flip the map, like you said. AB is so important. They're also capturing C as well, so they're going for another trip cap. Does look like A is going to get traded over, though, as they briefly have a trip cap, but they're not going to score the points for it. A going to go back to Must Be Nice, but yeah, Vex doing a good job. We're 86 still down, right? So doing a good job, and it just shows that this map can be so topsy-turvy. You kill the whole team. Beautiful few nades coming there from Squashy. You kill the whole team, and suddenly you can flip a map, and it just makes it so much easier. Once again, briefly have a trip cap. Oh, and that's going to be beautiful back smack by Hollers, who's going to get taken out by Nade himself. Now, Vex looking to tie up the score.
I really like that play coming out there from Vex Gaming, right? They recognize that they lose control of A, and regularly in that situation, sometimes you'll see teams kind of just go straight back towards A to try and regain control of the better side of the map. But no, they actually try and go grab straight to C. They recognize that will maybe alleviate some pressure on A and then give them an opportunity to go and grab the point once again. But now, look at this, a complete inversion of what we saw early on in this one. Vex Gaming have control of every single stronghold, and of course, that all-important shock rifle as the aggression starting to come out now now from Warlord. It's nades galore on the point, and they will only assist in holding on towards C. That capture was a whisker away from going through, but it will not. And now Vex Gaming, you can see them starting to run riot around the map. They are going with such vigor, and they know exactly where Must Be Nice will be spawning.
Yeah, and once you wipe them on the map, you know where they're going to be coming from. It's going to be so much more difficult. There's still no... Oh, how we missed that. Or how we did not get that headshot. Warlord is going to go down, though. So that C is going to be open. B, still just a quarter captured, but now Must Be Nice starting to come through. 3 effects to dead. So Must Be Nice going to try and finish that B flip. Going to flip A as well. And Vexed do take a 100-point lead, but Hollis does have the camo here. Also, I want to give a shout out to Elamite for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. You are in the losers final. Full series open number 2. And Vex going to be trying to cap C back. Hollis with a double kill. Still has that camo. Just flies straight through A. They're going to try and flip A and C. Vex looks like they're going to come out ahead again with 2 zones to 1.
A game that has been filled with momentum swings back and forth. This one has gone, but once again, now things will settle as Vex Gaming in control of A and B. Perhaps Subatomic can do something about this. They look at the first frag, look at the second. It will only be a trade before that one is settled. So Vex Gaming now back into A and B in a moment here of calm before an inevitable storm. Just 40 seconds away here in this game. Are Vex Gaming from closing things out and taking a 2-1 series lead. Must Be Nice. They need to start getting some map control here, and maybe this is the campaign upon which it will start. Outcast able to get one. He needs support to get out of control, though. Yeah, and
time quickly running out here for Must Be Nice. It must be said, 227 to 101, and even though Must Be Nice going to flip A, they're going to lose C like immediately. So Vex Gaming doing a very good job, only 15 points away now. So whatever Must Be Nice are going to do, they're going to have to do it quick, because otherwise Vex are just going to be able to win from time. But you can see, oh, beautiful kill by Looney to make sure, and that's a great kill by Squashy as Baxter has 2, and that might be enough to wrap it up, but Squashy gets another, and that looks like it's going to be enough to wrap it up, and it is. Beautiful set of kills coming through from Vex at the end as all of Must Be Nice are dead. 250 to 101. Vex going to take that 2-1 lead. But man, beautifully executed there. Didn't panic, and right at the end, just a great couple of kills to make sure they got it over the line.
Yeah, really well played coming out there from Vex Gaming. It looked like they might be in trouble early on. You have to say, coming out of the gate, Must Be Nice. They were venomous. Really well played. I think they started to early on, and of course that could result in the end in just a 2-cap control. But I think it was about the midpoint of the game or so where Vex Gaming were like, all right, we're not messing around anymore. We're gonna start to really get control. They managed to get that that fabled AB setup that you love to see from teams, and of course the shock rifle control. But I think most crucially here, as we take a look at our final stats there, James, I think for me, it was the fact that they were able to rotate perfectly. You know, they lost control of A. We don't care. We're just going to go grab C, and we're going to work off the back. Really well played.
Yeah, Squashy popping off with 17 as well. Looney with 13. All those things, you know, super important. And you're right, like that A-B setup, Vexed just killed Must Be Nice, just nicely rotated into A and B, and from there it was so hard to dislodge them. And every time Must Be Nice were like, great, we're capping A. Then Vex were like, that's fine, we're capping C at exactly the same time, so we don't care that you're doing this. And then Must Be Nice were like, okay, we're capping C, and Vex is like, we're taking A. So you just felt like Must Be Nice were constantly like chasing their own tail around the map, and Vex just seemed to have that teamwork and that control. We are going to move into game number 4, which is going to be Live Fire Oddball. I do love a bit of Live Fire Oddball.
Yes, so do I. It's, you know, I actually really love Live Fire. It's a great map, and for Oddball, I think it plays so well. The dynamic of this map mode combination has changed over the course of the last few months. If you remember, like, early Halo Infinite, right, where teams would just be like, right, we're taking the ball to tower. That's it. That's all we're doing. You guys can't do anything about it. That's not to say that doesn't still happen, but certainly I think there's a plethora of strategies that I think have evolved since then. So I do really love to see live fire and oddball, but we talk about must be nice again. We're looking for those adaptations because the oddball they played in the first best of 5 today in that winners bracket final wasn't very nice. It didn't end so well for them, albeit it was a different map, James.
Yeah, it wasn't super fun on streets. I will say though that basically oddball on any map that's not streets has a much bigger advantage in how you play it, in the fact that you can reset the ball, right? You can toss the ball off the map. You can kind of play around that strategy. Obviously, there's tower, live fire. People love going tower. There's also like back green as well that you can kind of play around that. There's garage. There's multiple kind of different places that you can play around. And that's what adds kind of so much to live fire. As you can see early, the sniper snaffled by Kami and going to come down. But yeah, there are so many more options here. And this is what you want to see from Must Be Nice, is how you can bring this to a game 5 and take us to the fabled Aquarius. But yeah, we're looking for Must Be Nice to bounce back, because they got pretty owned streets, it has to be said. But now there's the ability to kind of replay this. Do some better sniper work though, Kami, if you're gonna win this game, my friend.
We'll see how this one goes. I'll be honest with you, James. I'm actually kind of pulling for Must Be Nice to win this one just so we get that Aquarius. Obviously, you and I, we love our Aquariuses. So, bias caster incoming, but regardless, in towards this game we go, and it is actually Must Be Nice that we'll be starting with the early advantage, an 8.1, but it will not last that long, we have to feel, as the Vex Gaming, they do have control of the ball, and, well, where are they going with it? But the tower. Good start for them. Nades now going out, spike nades, as it were, for Outcast to try and get some early damage on towards the player as they jump up towards the tower. Fortunately, Vex Gaming are wise to it. They will not jump up on that tower. They will just stay down low for now. And now map control for Vex Gaming here. This is starting to look like a good moment in time, a good moment of holding the ball for Vexed.
Yeah. Is it Aquariuses? Aquarii?
Aquarii. That's probably not a word, but it is now.
Aquaripods? I don't know. We love Aquarius. Holler's doing a lot of ball holding, not doing any killing, but that's fine. Is going to yeet the ball off and die. So perfect reset there, exactly what Vex would have wanted. 39 to 8. A good amount of time on that ball as well. Don't forget, right? Anytime you're not holding the ball, the timer's going down. So you want to at least get some kind of lead so that all of this time that it's reset, all this time that no one is touching this ball, you are still in control. You're basically forcing Must Be Nice to play out, and they have to go for it, because otherwise you can just play down for time. Beautiful repulsor there. Is going to pick up Overshield as well. Baxter's going to pop that. Make sure that Hollows can't. And beautifully done as Squashy's going to pick up the ball and start picking up and take it back. Green, but runs straight into Kame. Doesn't matter. Kills him anyway. And Looney's going to grab that ball.
Ball control now over towards green here for Vexed. Can they regain control of it? Baxter, important 1v1. It will soon transform into a 1 versus 2 though, as Warlord in from behind, and Warlord is going to finish that one out. But the ball now, back over towards mid it goes, and keep an eye on the 15 seconds. The Overshield, or the sniper, sorry, will be up very, very soon. That'll be quite useful for these guys, depending on where they take this ball. But quickly now, ball control back into Vex Gaming. And that's a strategy and a half. Vex Gaming run right into a wall of Must Be Nice players and effectively hand off ball control over.
That must be nice for them.
I hate you so much, James.
Yeah.
So much.
Say hate or love? I heard love. So, yeah, unfortunately not the way that Vex Gaming probably wrote that up on the strategy board. But yeah, Must Be Nice doing a great job of kind of just, like you said, providing that wall and making sure that they can get some valuable time. Baxter 10 and 3, but Holler's going to get a double kill. What can he do from here? Doesn't look like he's going to be able to do a lot more, but Looney and Warlord going to get some double kills. A double kill between them. Now Holler's with this sniper. He's going to be on the other side of the map. What can he do? Lines up Kame. Doesn't quite get him down, but Squashy with the assist. And now Looney's going to be holding on this ball, and they're going to transition this ball out of garage towards tower, as Hollis is going to find Baxter's head. lost Infinity.
Mac, it's okay.
Okay, good.
It's okay. I'm back. Don't worry about it. It's fine. We're all good now. I was just trying to sort my stream out. It's all right. Anyway, regardless, as I was saying, you know, we kind of saw, I think he saw stars in his eyes there with the sniper feed, but it just didn't happen in the end. Now Vex Gaming, though, back with ball control. 30 points away from victory. And at this point in the game, James, you kind of have to feel right that this is just about cutting the map, making sure that Must Be Nice don't get past that 50-yard line, that they continue to hold on towards the ball inside tower.
I love a good NFL reference. I'll do that.
Yep.
Ball at top tower, waiting for someone to grab it, become a running back, and score a touchdown. Yeah, do this.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Very proud.
Thank you. Good to know all of these years of fantasy football aren't in vain. Kame with a double kill with the nade, though, and Baxter getting one as well. 3 members of Vex dead with just 2 nades, and now Must Be Nice going to get some important score on the board. Is only 2 minutes left, so Vex have done a good job of running down this timer, but Must Be Nice going to pick up some valuable score as Baxter calling out to his teammates where everyone is. Subatomic going to get 2 kills, though. How important is that going to be in the makeup of this game? Hollis finds Outcast. Ball is down. Kame is going to pick it back up. Now they're only about 15 seconds behind Vex Gaming. And Vex are going to have to come through pretty quick here. They're not going to be able to wait out this 2 minutes because I don't think it's going to make it. Outcast is going to go down as Looney's going to get Subatomic as well. Baxter almost going down. Ball is looking like it got reset though. Hollis and Kame going to trade. Ball is going to get picked up by Vex. Subatomic going to do his best to try and make sure. And OS is up in about 4 seconds. Subatomic and Squashy going to trade.
As well, the S7 sniper now in the middle of the map as well, so quite a lot of utility on the board here for these guys to utilize. And with just 10 seconds or so, or 10 points or so between the 2 teams, you have to feel that this kind of utility might well make the difference. But look at Vex Gaming once again. They've got oddball control, and now you face a choice. Where do you want to take this? Players starting to aggress through Nest, through the middle of the map from Must Be Nice. It's a choice that has to be the right one for Vex Gaming, and the timer, the scoreboard, starting to go up. What can Must Be Nice do about it? Baxter trying to win a 1v1 in the middle of the map, but it's just not going to happen as Squashy extra bullets into the body as well, and gets the teabag going too. Vex Gaming starting to feel the hype, just a few moments away here, and round number 1 is in the bag.
Oh, that was some BMing, that was. But look, at the end of the day, beautifully done by Vex. Just didn't panic, right? Like, and I think the important part of that was they got a lead up, and like I said, they were able to play with that time. And the good thing about getting a substantial lead, or at least a lead of like 30-40 seconds, is that even if the enemy starts with that ball and starts kind of getting some score going, there is the ability for you not to panic because you have a lead. And that's what Vex did. They didn't panic. They made sure they get it back as Squashy almost goes down to the sniper. Going to be able to get that trade, but it's not panicking. It's working out where Must Be Nice are, coming up with a game plan, which they did, getting control of the ball, and yeah, they take round number 1, and we're going to see what happens in round number 2.
Here we are, Vex Gaming. Can they close things out here on map number 4 and took a ticket to the grand finals, where they would be facing Do Something, a roster that of course did 3-0 their adversaries here. One more oddball round. Nicely done from Hollis here, though, to pick up the 1 kill on towards Outcast. They're trying to clear out tower as a potential option to make their way with the oddball, but if anything, it is all just to alleviate the pressure so they can pick up oddball, bring it back to the house, bring it back to garage, and do something with it. Must Be Nice, though, now starting to get aggressive on that overshield spawn. Warlord with a heat wave is shut down by Subatomic, who picks up 2, looking for number 3, almost gets the turn and burn there on towards 1, will not find it, but this battle is raging at the moment in the middle of the map. Neither team able to get a grip over the oddball.
Yeah, and that's just really good Halo Infinite. Both teams know what they want. I mean, interesting shot there. Must Be Nice. Looked like they had 2 people going into tunnel, but decided to pull them back. And now, I think Squash is about to throw the oddball straight to Kame. But unfortunately, a bit of a whiff right there, but Kame gonna get taken down by Hollows. He gets a double and then gets traded out, but Warlord gonna get pushed back before Outcast kills him as well. So many kills going down all over the map. And we've played, what, 3 minutes of this, and it's 5-3. So, yeah, both teams just trying to get control. neither team being that successful at the moment.
Feels weird. It feels like both teams are kind of gravitating towards the house here for ball control. Finally, though, if Subatomic picks up a double. It's now a realistic prospect that will translate into the gameplay. It must be nice now starting to really rack up some serious time here with the ball. But look at this aggression coming out here from Outcast and Kami. Kami will end up falling. Outcast repulses himself into the air to try and get a surprise attack onto a couple of players, but denied on both. And now spike grenades in the back pocket here for Squashy. The assault begins for Vex Gaming. Warlord with the ping. Squashy's still alive on towards the oddball as well, and he has the support of Looney. They've managed to get control of house, and now ball control for them. They've got quite a bit of ways to get back into this game. Just 20 points ahead now. Oh, must be nice.
Yeah, and look at this setup. Vexed, once again, going towards tower. Gonna have to work out if they can kill Kami, though. Kami is gonna go down. Warlord's gonna get him with a nade as Looney using that heat wave to good effect. You can see Squashy in two minds about it. Oh, realizes that actually there's a couple of people here. He's going to trade one, though. They are back within 4 seconds. Needle are going to do some work. See you later, Hollers. He gets yeeted right out of the map, and so does Warlord, and he goes down as well. So some beautiful repulsor play here, as almost all of Vex dies. Just Squashy left. And now, once again, Subatomic going to get some time on this ball. Next, got to find a way back into this because Must Be Nice seem to have all the answers right now. They are going to play the ball, though, out the back. And Warlord's going to say, thank you very much. I'm going to pick that off. But he is going to get Heat Wave from Outcast. 16 and 16. Baxter leading the way once again with 18 kills. Oh! Oh, I thought I stuck Baxter. Oh,
it would have been nice, wouldn't it? Spiked straight to the groin, but it's just not going to recur here. Baxter not able to get a kill off the back of it. Hollers now for 2. Vex Gaming. They want ball control. They could still get it here, you have to feel. Warlord could well grab it. I think he wants to get rid of Kami before he does that, and the reason for that, of course, is because the overshield right in front of him. Overshield now grabbed. It's going to be Warlord who has it ready to go, and now starting to get aggressive here. Subatomic has been dealt with, but they want to get power control. Bring the ball across if they can, because it is in the hands of Hollers, who will now be able to bring that ball up towards tower, and I like this play from Vex Gaming. This is where they saw a lot of success in round number 1. They want to try and repeat it, and I will say, in terms of trying to get tower control, not over just yet. Must Be Nice putting up a hell of a fight.
Yeah, exactly. And this is what you want from Vex, right? Like, at the time of need, how well can you push this through? Yeah, you won the first map, but Must Be Nice pulling it out. Starting to play a much better game than they were before. Vex Gaming 2 seconds away, and Must Be Nice just trying to find some time, trying to find that ball. Outcast still has 0 seconds on this ball, by the way. Has absolutely not touched this thing whatsoever. Kame just trying to throw it out, but once again throws it in the direction of an enemy. Both teams pretty guilty of that at the moment. Just threw it straight to Squashy. Looney's like, okay, well, I'll just come up and kill you. And now we have the ball as well. The ball is looking like it was played. No, they're rotating it round to back green. Here we go.
And this is one of those power positions that we talked about before, right? Because, of course, if you grab the ball and if you find yourself in a bit of a spot of bobber, right, you can just kind of drop it off towards the edge of the map. It will reset. That is what I think Must Be Nice will be going for here. With 3 seconds left, though, the S-Sniper will be up, the overshield as well. And it should be Must Be Nice that are able to grab that. They should be able to get control of it. If they don't, something will have gone cataclysmically wrong. But now the pressure's starting to mount. He recognizes it's time for a ball reset. That is exactly what will happen. A posthumous spike grenade kill there as well, coming out from Vex Gaming, as now the ball will reset. James, this game continues to be so close.
Yeah, very back and forward. Baxter gonna find Looney. Great shot. Perfect one-shot flick onto the BR and getting it done. He's gonna get shot in the back, though. There is 40 seconds left. How important is that game going to be from Warlord? He's going to pick up the ball. Kame, don't worry when. He's going to spot Looney, though. Warlord still got his mitts on this ball as Squashy's providing cover here. Kame having to retreat. Warlord trading out. And how beautiful is that? Squashy losing the shield. Warlord trading him out to get the kill done. Now Squashy's going to go down to a Baxter double kill. Outcast kills one as well. Now they're going to get this ball in garage. 29 seconds on the clock, but only 20 seconds separating these two teams as well. And you have the feeling that no matter what, this one is going to go right down to the wire as to whether we have a round 3 or not.
Ball rotation coming through now from Must Be Nice. Baxter recognizes that they no longer have control of House. Unfortunately, finds himself in a 1 versus 1 against Squashy. And Squashy will take control of the situation. Just 4 points separate the teams. Vex Gaming, they want to pull this oddball back towards House. It's where they've seen a ton of success so far in this round, but they have to get a wave of kills before they can start to settle. Subatomic has been dealt with, but now ball control back towards the middle of the map here. It is Cammy who pushes his that way. Outcast there, ready to receive, but can he hold on? No! Squashy now in for 2 once again. And Vex Gaming, they have control of the ball, and there's the timer going down. They'll be able to take the victory away here in this game. But my goodness me, that was so close.
Yeah, and I mean, Vex Gaming right at the end, just making sure they had control of the ball and made sure they just did not touch that ball. They just made sure it was in garage. They were patrolling all corners. I mean, Must Be Nice did manage to grab the ball just one time for like 1 second, but Vex played that to perfection, knew the timer was on their side. And yeah, in the end, they got it done. They win 3-1 overall. No Aquarius here for the losers. But Aquarius is game 3 of the grand final. So we definitely are going to get some Aquarius. We are going to be right with you for that. We are going to, I think, check the scores, and then we're going to head to the break. But Squashy dropping a 30 bomb. Don't see that every day.
Yeah, you don't see that every day. Really good punching out from Squashy. And he was just in so many moments there, right towards the end as well, right? Stopping the Must Be Nice roster from grabbing control of the oddball there with a 2-piece that prevented them. Because there was a player there ready to receive as well. That ball went out into the middle of the map. It was a good play from Must Be Nice, but it was a great play off screen coming out from Squashy. And that was just one of many that we saw there in that final game. But it was a real team effort. You have to feel beyond just those plays coming out from Squashy. Again, everybody pulling their weight here in that game. Looney 23-20, Hollers 23-18. But yeah, Squashy, the highlight player there for that one. And we'll need to see plays like that coming out from Vex Gaming into the grand final, because they are going up against a hell of a team. Do something from what we saw in that winners bracket final, James. They're a force.
Yeah, it's still, like you said, still haven't lost a single map. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how Vex can go. Obviously, Vex top 2 finish already, so that's great. Must Be Nice. Unfortunately, did make a winners final, lost that. Did make the losers lose that, but do finish top 3. So another handy set of points in the bag for them for the open series. We're gonna go to a quick break, and then we will be back for the grand final. So guys, don't go anywhere.